Hello, everyone, and welcome to the monthly Dive into the Longbox one-shot number 32 for the month of October of 2025. We're almost at the end of the year here, but it's spooky month, Jocelyn, because not only are you scared for your baseball team, but we will be looking at The Darkness, a book we've hyped up and a character we've hyped up, I think, since the beginning of this podcast.
I think so. I think we've talked about Jackie for a while.
I'm shocked we are in year 3 of this, and we are finally reviewing issue 1 of Darkness.
Yeah.
Which is very timely, because come this winter, the Darkness reboot number 1 is coming out, a part of the rebooted Witchblade universe with Top Cow, which Witchblade has been a fucking home run. I love that series, so I'm very stoked for Darkness.
Very excited for it.
Yeah, so let's jump right into issue 1 here. This I have the trade paperback version and the physical issue number 1. I read through the trade paperback version. There was really no difference or preference. I looked at both. There's no difference. So that was good to know.
I've read through the Complete Darkness Volume 1, which is these like big not omnibus size, but still like oversized like trade format, because they're about like over 600 pages. And that's where I read Darkness issue number 1, and that was a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
But I still remember issue 1 like fairly well.
Yeah, it was a very, I will say right out the gate, I enjoyed this issue 1. I think it was done very well. It captured everything I want out of a comic. It's got cool art, cool concept, and fucking mafiosos.
I only have one request for our listeners. If you're reading along, or if you plan to read this, please listen to Midlife Crisis by Fate No More in the background. I just feel like that really enhances. It's only a midlife crisis. I just feel like it fits the vibe, and Mike Patton actually voiced the Darkness in the video game, so there you go. There's your tie-in.
Oh, yeah. Yes, and for people that don't know, if you're an idiot like I was, I heard about the Darkness game and never knew it was based off the game. Or, sorry, based off the comic. Why didn't I know that? I don't know. It's literally the same fucking logo. So I don't know how I didn't know that.
I think I've mentioned this before. I got a PS3 back when they still had the bundles, right? So like on launch, when you buy a console, it would come bundled up with games. I think they still do that now, if I'm not mistaken. But the PS3 did that, and when I got the PS3, it came bundled in with the first Darkness game. At the time, I was not much of a horror guy, and this was a mature-rated game. And
like,
my mom was like,
"I'm just a scared little boy."
Yeah, kind of. I was like, 11 years old, yeah, somewhere around that, 10, 11 years old. My mom was like, well, do you want this game? And I'm like, not if it's scary. and in hindsight, I wish I would have just said, you know what? I'm going to play this.
Give me that shit.
I'm going to try it. Because later on, I get older, and then I played the Darkness games, and I'm like, these games are so good. They're so good.
You're like, I fucking love
I wish I would have played them. Yes, I wish I would have played them. But, hindsight's 2020. And as funny as I look back on it, I became a big Darkness fan, so everything works out.
Exactly. And that's why we've been reading some rough books recently, so I thought, why not give you a little treat here? And you know what? It ended up being a treat for myself too.
That's good to hear.
So we start off this issue here, and we are here in the heart of New York City, the Big Apple. And we are on the Lower East Side of New York City, and we are inside this parking garage, and we see a man wiggling his keys around in his fingers, walking through a parking lot. And
now, because it's in New York, would you say that you're back in the New York groove?
Yeah.
Do you think this guy's like, he's twiddling his keys and he's whistling, I'm back in the New York groove. Nothing could happen.
He looks
to
like
me
the
right
type.
now.
He looks like the type.
He's whistling to himself. He's like, nothing could possibly happen right now, right?
This is a great night. Nothing is ever going to go wrong. Until we see a red sports car, which I believe is a Lamborghini. I'm not a car guy, but I think that's a Lamborghini.
Yeah, I'm not a car guy either, so if anyone's listening to this and they're like, well, actually, asshole, it's a Ferrari.
That's a GX7 with a fucking ultra boosted whatever. Like, all right, Vin Diesel, relax.
Not only do I not know my car models, I don't know my car models in fucking 1996 either.
Yeah, I know, right? But we see this red sports car here, and they're on the phone, and they're talking to Uncle Frank, and he's like, all right, Uncle Frankie, what are we doing here? What are we doing with this guy? And he's like, I don't know, Jackie. I like to be certain about these things. What do you think we should do? And he's like, I don't know, Uncle Frankie. This dude has that look like the type of guy that'll rip you off. And he goes, he does? All right, Jackie, kill him. And then they show Jackie's face in the shadows, and it's just a big evil smile.
I was gonna say, I love that shot of him in the shadows, and all you can see is his eyes and his teeth. And
Yeah, it's
he's
horrifying.
Got this like really big grin on his face.
Yeah. So the next page, we see this man walking, and he's like, what the hell? And he turns around, and this car is blasting at full speed. There's fucking fire coming out the back of the car, basically, and rams into this dude at full speed. And obviously, he's gushing blood everywhere. He's like, oh my god, my legs! Oh my god, what the hell?
First off, at the speed that Jackie was going at, he fucking demolishes this guy's legs. How's he still alive?
Dude, how do you go like 0 to 200 in a matter of 5 seconds? He didn't hear the car revving or anything. He was like, huh? And it was already coming at him at full speed. How big is this parking garage?
Is this like Midnight Club where like before the race you just like hold your handbrake?
Yeah.
And if you time it right, you just go like 100 miles an hour?
I have no idea. And I also love that like this parking garage and the page before you see he's only like maybe 10, 20 feet away from him. Like this happened in a very short distance. But he crushes this man and he's crying out for his legs. And he looks over at Jackie getting out the car and he's crying. Jackie pulls out the gun. And not one, not two, not three, but 4 blams of his gun. Blasting this dude, fucking shooting holes in him. He's rocking a white suit like I'm going to wear on my wedding day. So I'm going to look like Jackie Estacado. Should I grow my hair out again? Look like him?
He needed 4 gunshots?
Right. To kill this dude who wasn't going to move.
After he fucking disintegrated his legs?
Listen, that's how brutal and nasty he is.
I will say, Jackie has immaculate hair.
He's immaculate hair and style. Even in the new Witchblade run, he still has beautiful hair. He wears nice suits all the time.
Jackie is like a Calvin Klein model.
Yeah,
basically, like he's like a Calvin Klein model if they became a vigilante.
Yeah, literally. So we cut now to 92nd Street, and we see Jackie walking into the bar, meeting up with a bartender he's very familiar with named Jenny. And he asks Jenny, Jenny, how you doing? I'll have some milk. She's like, milk? And he goes, milk. I like me just the way I am. And she's like, oh, well, don't we all? And she starts pouring him milk. But if you look, she's pouring milk from like the fanciest milk glass of all time. Like it's like it looks like a bottle, like the top of a bottle.
Listen, just because he drinks milk doesn't mean he can't be fancy.
I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, I'd never seen fancy milk before. But listen, I don't live in New York City, so they might have that fancy milk at the bar. I'm gonna be in New York in December, and I'm gonna walk into the bar, and I'm gonna go, "How you doing, Jenny? Milk." And some poor guy's gonna be like, "My name is like Daryl. We don't have milk, sir." So he gives her his milk, and he's looking around.
I want that fancy designer milk pronto.
Yeah, give me that fancy milk in the nice bottle. I want that aged milk. like a fine wine.
Fuck. That'd be terrible.
So he looks around this bar and he's talking to Jenny. And he looks next to him. And there's a fine woman next to him. And he goes, a martini for the lady? And she goes, well, how'd you know I have a martini? And he's like, well, I can tell by the empty one in your hand. He orders a martini for this woman.
Jenny's got that look on her face where she's like, "Oh, that Jackie, that's
she's like, the mouth to the side, eyebrow raised. Oh, Jackie, it's Jackie being Jackie." They give her the martini. She drinks it again, and she goes to get her coat. All right, I'm gonna censor this, but
you're gonna censor this.
I'm gonna censor this, but they drop an insane line, dude. So he pays for the martinis and the milk. And she goes, you know what? Milk's on the house, actually. And he goes, I ought to come here more often. And then she says here, I'm going to make sure this is censored. This being the late 20th century and all, taking advantage of the mentally is generally frowned upon. And then and then Johnny goes, she's not then she responds, Jackie, I just heard you promise to get her a walk-on part on The Simpsons. By the way, insane riz on this man, where he's like, are you a model? She's like, oh, well, I'm an actress. And he goes, damn, well, guess what? I got a Lamborghini outside waiting for us. So that confirms he does own a Lamborghini.
Impeccable riz.
So they go back to the room and they start making out. And then we see these creatures watching as Jackie's fucking. And they're like,
hold on, for context, they're not in the room.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Jackie.
They're looking through their evil portal in the water. It's like lava.
They're like underground. They're not like in the room with
It's
Jackie.
kind
while
of
he's
it's kind of romantic, honestly.
It kind of is, yeah.
They're kind of close together. It's like it's making a candlelight, you know. Do you think they watch the whole time?
Imagine they watch Jackie pumping this girl the whole time.
Like, we need to make sure. We need to make sure he's good enough.
He might be the one. He might be the one.
The
And then
one
she's just
only lays pipe.
She's just getting fucking drilled the entire time.
You could see these two creatures are talking to each other, and they're like, I mean, like, he's a mob enforcer, but I guess you'll find that, like, that kind of comes with the territory nowadays. Everyone's kind of mixed into something here. And they're kind of figuring out if Jackie's good enough to have this power that they're talking about. They think he's a little frivolous with it. And they're like, listen, he's all we've got, man. Like, we got to go with him. He's the one. He's our champion that we've been waiting for. They say something here that Jackie now has committed a crime. They say he will turn 21 at midnight. I need to take Jenny's drink-selling license. She sold alcohol to a minor. Granted, it went to someone that might have been overage, but he still purchased it. That is illegal, Jenny. You will be hearing from the police. You cannot sell alcohol to a minor.
It is.
Sorry, not minor, an underage individual. Sorry, he's not a minor. He's an underage individual.
I was going to say not a minor.
Yes,
just
but
US
underage.
has some very strange
Sorry,
drinking laws. But anyway, continue.
Fuck it, I'm TikTok brained. He was freshly 21.
Next you're gonna see Jackie come out of the bar with a glass of milk, going 6'7", 6'7".
Oh, dude, is that gonna be the new book that comes out?
How
Darkness
tall is
for the new age?
He's like, Witchblade goes, hey, how tall is DeAngelis? Darkness is like, I don't know, 6'7". Witchblade's like, 6'7".
He walks up to Shady in the bar. He's like, I saw you sticking out your gap from across the bar. And Jenny's like, oh, that Rizzler. So we find out he has less than 20 hours before he turns the age of 21. And when that happens, they will be ready for him. And I'm like, oh. And they say they know that because Angelus, that smug bitch, has already made her plans. It's like, damn, bro. Why do you have to call her a bitch? Then we cut now to what we haven't told yet, but it's Angelus. Also watching Jackie fuck this woman in the room. Just for an audience. I will say, Marc Silvestri, phenomenal art. Amazing artist. But what the fuck is her neck in this fucking page here? I don't know if you have this panel up. She has the biggest giraffe neck I've ever fucking seen in my life, dude. Holy that's something I would do in my art.
You know what it looks like? It looks like she has like two collarbones.
Dude, it does. Like, it's like her shoulder is too low. It's disorienting.
Silvestri's amazing. I love him, but this one, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think if he just put that shoulder up, it would be fine.
Yeah.
There's that extra space under, which maybe that was like an inking thing. Maybe it wasn't supposed to look like that, but because it was inked by another person. Matt Banning did the inking, so I don't know. But it's kind of funny to me.
I don't know either. It looks a little strange though.
Yeah, I mean it's not a habit of his, so I didn't, I moved past it. Because then he draws like a beautiful face, the panel under that, so it's like. So yeah, they're talking about Jackie, and they're like, "Well, this guy's less than ideal. Like the Brotherhood must be really upset about this guy getting the darkness that they're going to be giving to him." But we find out she's going to want to kill him, but she's waiting. She is waiting until he has the darkness in him, because not only will that kill him, it is her way of finally killing this entity called the darkness. And as she's saying that, we see this chick about to give Jackie head, which is nuts. She's kissing down his stomach in the little silhouette. It's like, whoa.
She's like, this is for getting me to walk on roll at The Simpsons.
I can't wait.
I can't wait.
So now it's the morning after, and we're in Little Italy, and they're talking to Jackie here, and they're like, "Hey, you look like you got lucky last night." And he's like, "Hey, listen, all's right in the world, Vinny. It's a good night." And he tells me, he's like, "Well, Jackie, like, even though you got laid and you're in a good mood, other people aren't really in a good mood." So then we walk into the room here, and this is Uncle Frankie.
I wish Uncle Frankie would have looked at Jackie and he went, "Jubane, that's do not, broad."
Well, we find out here that the man that was killed in the beginning of this was actually someone that the Marcianis were going to have as a son-in-law, which is a rival mob family. Uncle Frankie's like, "Listen, we did you a fucking favor. You don't gotta pay for the fucking wedding now. You're welcome." And now this is basically starting a war between the families here. I like when Frankie yells at him on the phone. He's like, "God damn it." And he slams the phone, and immediately he's just like, "Oh, Jackie, what's up?" Just a complete change of mood. And he's like, "Oh, like, Uncle Frankie, sorry about all this." And he's like, "It's nothing. We're just going to war is all. You're looking good, though." It's like, I love that. And he's like, "But wait, how did any of this information get out?" Because I guess we find out that, like, one of their gang members got decapitated by the Marcianis. And they're like, "Well, how the hell did that information get out?" And that's Uncle Frankie's like, "Well, we obviously got a mole here that's letting out this information. We got to get to the bottom of that, of course." So, of course, Jackie looks over at the guy there that's sweating and wiping his forehead. And he goes, "Was it you, Mo?" And Mo's like, "What? Me?" And he goes, "Well, yeah, you're standing there, you're sweating, you're looking real nervous." And that's when Uncle Frankie's like, "Yeah, you nervous?" And he's like, "Jackie, like, come on, you guys know me. Like, come on now. Like, I'm fat. That's why I'm sweating. I'm not nervous." And then as he says that, a bomb comes in. And Uncle Frankie's like, "What the fuck?" And Jackie knees Mo in the gut and throws him onto the fucking grenade. And it blows up. And he's just bleeding out on the floor. And he goes, "Oh my God." And he goes, "Oh, sorry, Mo." It was the only thing I had to think of on short notice. And he goes, "It's okay, Jackie. You want to know what's funny, though?" And he's like, "What, Mo?" And he's like, I legitimately didn't rat you out. I was being serious." And he goes, "How about that?" It's like, yo. And he goes, "Well, no hard feelings, Mo, right?" It's like, bro, come on. He's bleeding out on the floor. So now they're trying to figure out who the hell this is. And Frankie says he wants Marciani face down dead in his pepperoni pizza. Get it done. Jackie's like, "All right, we can do that." So he's loading up his gun in his apartment, calls up Uncle Frankie here, and he's like talking about how tough it's going to be getting in and getting Marciani. But he's talking about all the weapons they're getting. At the end of the day, he's going to get the job done. So as he's loading his gun up, a voice speaks to him and calls out his name, calls out Jack. And he's like, "What?" And he's like, "Jackie, it's your time. Gun's no good, Jackie." And he's like, "Who the hell is this?" He goes, "Not against this, Jackie. Your time's come around. Dark time." And then he starts screaming and writhing in pain. We look at him, and there's like stuff coming out of his eyes here. And we see this figure in this orb here that looks very fucking cool. And then as he's screaming, we see these soldiers outside. And they go, "He's screaming, my lord. That'll bring Angelus. Get him out of there." So these guys are on the side of the Brotherhood that were wanting Jackie to get the darkness. And they're kind of protecting him from Angelus. So they barge in to go grab him. And this dude is throwing up everywhere. Just this disgusting ooze that's coming out of his throat.
It's like a scene from The Exorcist.
Yeah, and then that look of his silhouette, like throwing up, but it's just covering and coating his face. That's so disgusting.
Yeah, it's really gross.
It tells Jackie it's his birthright. And as it says that, these guys grab Jackie to get him out of there, and these creatures show up, and some of them are very sexy creatures. They have like these angel wings. They look like they're made out of like magma. One of them has huge cans, and she grabs her sword and cuts the dude's hand off on his radio, saying that Angelus has arrived. And then they start shooting at these fucking things, and nothing's happening. And the darkness is telling Jackie that he doesn't have to die in there. Just let it out, Jackie. Anything you want can happen. But you have to let the darkness out. And there's a really cool page where you see kind of like this, it's forming around him, and his creatures are appearing behind him. And he looks up. It looks like these things are attacking all of these. That's what I got from this, because they're like hissing and growling, and they're jumping on them, and their wings are being clipped. And he hits the ground.
So in the comic, those are called the Darklings.
The Darklings. Very cool. Love them. So they help him out here. He hits the ground, and he gets up, and he picks up one of the soldiers, and he's asking for help, and Jackie's like, don't be stupid. You got a sword and you're stuck in your heart. You're going to die anyway. But tell me, what just happened? I don't know. What the fuck is going on? And they says to him in his dying breath, he says, you're the one. You're the one, Jackie. You have to go to Liberty. And then as he says that, we see a dude with a shotgun come up behind him. And he cocks the shotgun, and he asks him, are you one of Marciani's? And this dude's coming to kill Jackie, puts the shotgun to his face, pulls the trigger. All of a sudden, darkness shows up, and he looks cool as hell. It, like, triggers his suit as he pulls the trigger. All we see next is him with the phone. He's like, Vinny? He's like, oh, Jackie, where the hell you been? Everything's going fucking crazy down here. And he's like, Vinny, tell me what's going on. He goes, we just got hit. So this is where we find out the Marcianis are attacking everybody. But it shows this dude that went to go kill Jackie, and he's being just attacked by the Darklings. They're just mauling him. And you actually see Jackie on the phone, and blood is splattering over his face, which is pretty cool. So this is where we find out they got Uncle Frankie here. Now, this is my favorite scene of this issue. So,
of course, this is the scene that I remember the most from this issue.
We're at the Marcianis now, and he's pissed. Jackie's fucking heated right now. He says he's going to end this tonight. And because they tell him, they go, I think Marciani's already won. He goes, nope, this is ending. So we see these two guards outside, and they're guarding Marciani as he's taking a shit. And they're even like, why is he so paranoid? What's going to happen while he's taking a dump? He's not going to get killed while taking a dump. So as Marciani's reading through his newspaper, he looks down to the toilet, and we see, I don't know, what do you even call this coming out?
What do you call what?
What do you call what's coming out of the toilet? Like, it's like this material? Like, is that, I know it's part of him, but like, what is that? Like, not a symbiote.
Well, I would say it's, I mean, kind of similar. I would say it's Jackie, like, activating his powers through the plumbing system, I guess you would call it.
Yeah, and what he does is he comes up while Marciani's on the shitter, and he chokes him with this material that's coming off of his body that he's triggering here. And his security guards are like, you hear something? And they're like, no. And then as they say that, he starts screaming. He pulls it off his mouth, and he screams for help at the top of his lungs. The guys kick in the bathroom door, and this dude is bleeding everywhere. He is half in the toilet. His legs are hanging out. He's fucking dead. He is super dead. It doesn't get more dead than this. And this is when the darkness tells him, he says, anything you want, Jackie. We didn't lie to you. We can give you anything you want. And Jackie just says, oh, yeah. He's liking this shit.
Classic Garth in his humor, just killing a guy on the shitter.
And Darklings are talking to him, and they say, you're going to do just fine as the darkness, Jackie. You're going to go a long way. And it starts talking about the darkness, and he asks it. He goes, what is the darkness? You know, I keep hearing about this darkness. What is it? And they go, haven't you guessed, Jackie? You are the darkness. You have the power, Jackie. You can do anything, and you'll pay the price. And that's how it ends. I think that was a good cliffhanger. This had everything you wanted out of a number one. It had a fun story, good action, good setup, and it didn't explain everything to you. It actually did the complete opposite. It left you in the dark, huh? It left you in the dark.
You know what's funny, Gabe? When I read it the first time, I liked it, but I was kind of ho-hum about it. I was like, okay, it was pretty solid, but I feel like I've read better first issues. But now that I relived it with you, and I was like following along again with my tablet, and like the memories were coming back to me of reading it, this was better than I remembered.
Yeah, and my point of view is fresh eyes. So you have the memory and knowledge of what comes next. This is all new to me, which I think is a good contrast. You know what I mean?
I think that's probably it too. Like when I first read it, I didn't feel like it was that strong of a start to the series. But then as I read more, I was like, okay, well, I feel like it gets better the more that you read it,
Yeah.
like the series itself.
But I thought this was a great number one. I'm obviously going to be reading more. This is probably what I'm going to be reading tomorrow. Darkness number one. I think this is a fun introduction to the character, to Jackie Estacado. I'm really stoked for what's to come with the reboot. So that's why I'm going to try to hopefully at least get through volume 1 before the reboot comes out. You know what I mean? If I can get through volume 2, that'd be great. But if I can at least get through volume 1 and get acclimated to the OG version of the character before taking in the new version of it and seeing what they change, that's my goal.
I really hope that the reboot version brings back DeAngelis and brings back the Magdalena, because those are my two favorite like Jackie villains.
For the Darkness number one, it looks like there is. I just want to see if they have like a list of like characters in it.
Like a summary, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see. It says, in a world consumed by shadows, one man becomes the darkness. Jackie Estacado is back, thrust into a supernatural war between the dark and the light in a no-holds-barred adventure where the edge of our reality grinds against supernatural forces grappling for control over each other and the walking world. Mafia hitman Jackie Estacado was both blessed and cursed on his 21st birthday when he became the bearer of the darkness, an elemental force that allows who wield it access to the otherworldly dimension and control over the demons who dwell there. Forces in the world rise up to face Jackie and the evil his gift represents. There is one small problem in this story. Evil is good. From co-creator Marc Silvestri, with universe-shattering first issue art by Ed Baines, who worked on Birds of Prey, Superman, Justice League of America. Followed in issue number 2 with ongoing series artist Raymond Gay, who worked on Gunslinger Spawn, and Medieval Spawn. Comes an explosive new era of the darkness. Ooh, we're getting some Spawn artists. That's what I like to see. So yeah, that's the solicit for this. So the premise of it seems pretty similar. So it doesn't seem like changed too much as of now. You know?
Yeah.
It's still the same concept. Which at the end of the day, so was Witchblade. Witchblade was still the same concept, just with new eyes on it, or new people writing it. Well, obviously, this time it's still Marc writing it, but for Witchblade, they had a new creative team, which I thought was cool. So I'm interested to see what Marc brings to the table. I wonder if he's going to try to, like, do stuff he wished he did before. I think that's going to be interesting. But he seemed excited when he told me about it at the con. He seemed really stoked about Darkness.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it, where he's like, okay, maybe now I can do stuff that I wasn't able to do before, or thought about doing and haven't implemented, or so on and so forth.
And seeing as Garth wrote these core like first issues of Darkness, what is Marc going to bring to the table? You know what I mean? With his take on that story, of that intro story, which I think is going to be pretty interesting. But definitely check out Darkness. I think you and I will both say that, and I can say that now for at least issue 1. Definitely check out Darkness. I'm going to be reading this over the next 24 hours. For sure.
I could say that if you stick with it, and this is coming from someone who read the complete Darkness Volume 1, if you stick with it, it ends up becoming a very good read, in my opinion.
And I think it was very fitting that we talked about Darkness and, Witchblade and all this stuff being reboot, because actually next month in our next issue that we're doing for November, the month of hanging with family and all that, we will actually be talking about comic book soulmates, which obviously Darkness and Witchblade are intertwined no matter what, so I would, put them in that list for sure. So look forward to that. We'll be talking about comic book soulmates on the next issue of the monthly Dive Into the Longbox. But besides that, I think that's a wrap here on this one shot.
It's a wrap.
That's a wrap, folks. We'll see you on the next one. Take care.